I'm a huge TNT fan. I love Inside the NBA. I love the chemistry of those guys. Had a wonderful time watching them, and I always had a good time. Found myself laughing regularly. With ESPN's, it became a lot of, frankly, Stephen A. Smith yelling different narratives and bouncing off of that, and very little actual basketball talk. Last night was the perfect amount of basketball talk. And then you also did have, I think you used the perfect word in mythological, because then you get to halftime, and they bring out Michael Jordan. They bring out Michael Jordan himself off Mount Olympus. You rarely hear him speak. One of the greatest gods of basketball history descends down to NBC and wants you to know, hey, this is an important game. This is an important sport. The sport matters so much. I'm going to take the time to talk about it. We were just doing our random chores, cleaning up after dinner as halftime started in the Rockets Thunder game. And Michael Jordan pops up on screen, and it's like everything stops. And that sounds so silly, but it's true. Next thing I know, I'm reaching for the remote. I'm turning it up to make sure that I can hear him speak. I'm seated because we hear from him so little that when he does speak, you shut up and you listen. And the main thing that he says is, when he was asked if he still loves the sport, he said, I love it. Like you wouldn't believe. In all honesty, I wish I could take a magic pill, put on shorts, and go out and play the game of basketball today, because that's who I am. That type of competition, that type of competitiveness is what I live for, and I miss it. I miss that aspect of playing the game of basketball. And you're listening to him talk, and you're like, of course, this 62-year-old Michael Jordan still just wants to go out and be a killer. Still just wants to go out, compete, destroy someone. That's in his soul. But it was so fun to hear. The whole interview was 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and it felt like time stood still.
Yeah, that moment in the interview was like, oh yeah, people who are hoopers feel when you stop, it's like, oh yeah, if I could take something to go back,
do anything
and play, and not even I wasn't even good, but if I could take a pill and be what I was when I was 17, 18, 19 years old, I'd love to be able to do that and go to a local YMCA or rec league or go to a park and just hoop one more time. That sentiment right there is something that is, and Michael Jordan, one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time. But that type of sentiment right there isn't unique to his greatness. That's people who love basketball feel that, and love to play basketball feel that way. Go and ask a bunch of these dudes who have retired, not just who have retired professionally. Ask Will Coleman though.
Yeah.
Say, hey, Will, would you like to take this magic pill and just play basketball one more time at your highest level? Yes, absolutely. And whatever that level is, we'll deal with it. I couldn't shoot and I couldn't dribble, but I could run up and down the court and set a screen. If I could do that one more game, every now and then a smell hits me. Especially in February, that's right around conference tournament, state tournament type stuff. Every now and then a smell will hit me. Don't let me walk into a high school basketball gym, because man, one more. Just one more with anybody. It doesn't matter. Just give me one more.
Like you said, the greatest.
And he's the greatest.
I find myself, you want to know what I've been jealous of?
What?
These media versus NBA coaches games. We got another one. The Nuggets media played the Nuggets coaches and got absolutely destroyed. Listen, everyone's getting killed.
Hey.
And I see these people who are like, we should do this in every market. And the understanding that post-Achilles tear, I'm never stepping back out on that court, it makes me sad.
Ain't no way in hell.
I want to get blocked by one of the Grizzlies assistant coaches.
Ain't no way in hell I'm signing up for that type of ass whooping.
I want to play, but I get the sentiment of just being so nostalgic. Last night was a big play on nostalgia across the board, and they do have to figure out how to bottle that up, and you can only rest on nostalgia so much. You have to reconstruct nostalgia to attract new fans, not just the old fans coming back who loved everything about it. And I thought from a one-game sample size, they did a good job of blending those two components. But it was awesome to just see Michael Jordan in the middle of a game. Now, I can't wait to see if Michael Jordan's in the same outfit next week, because I'm convinced, and as many are, that they filmed one long interview with Michael Jordan, and they are going to chop that up and just put 3 minutes out this week, 3 minutes out next week.
Sounds like somebody who knows what they're doing.
Sounds like Grizz Files. Sounds like someone who booked it all in media day, and then you're like, I hope this is still relevant in February. Michael Jordan's inevitably going to be talking about some player who's out for the season. He's like, yeah, he's got a lot of potential this year. He hasn't played in 2 weeks. But I'll take it.
The way they threw to the round rock was also pretty cool, where you get the young. you can do that, right? You can crack the jokes if you want to, and you should because jokes are funny. But they crack the joke. Hey, none of us were alive for that moment. None of us were alive for the NBA on NBC. And you're talking to Chet, and you're talking to Shea, and you're talking to Cade, and you're talking to Wemby. You're talking to all of these young up-and-coming talents, and some of them have arrived. You're talking to all of these stars of the league right now, and then they're cracking the joke, and then in walks Michael.
Yes.
And Michael Jordan sits down, and like you said, time stops for a moment, and everybody shuts the hell up because that's Michael Jeffrey Jordan right there talking. We got to pay that attention. And then you get LeBron, you get Steph, you get KD telling you, hey, this is what it meant to us. This is why it's important that this is back here right now. This is why we love it. Oh, and then in comes Patrick Ewing, in comes Reggie Miller, in comes Magic Johnson, and boom, let's go to the music, right? They did it the right way. So going to your point about the nostalgia feeding off of that, you're right. It will only carry you for so long, but it feels like they're setting this up for a new sort of sports storytelling surrounding the NBA in a really fun and interesting way.